Zbrush. How to pose a character fast for representation, printing, or something else. Okay, so you have 3D model sculpted in the ZBrush for the client. Does not matter what was created, 3D character, creature, or whatever. They will look in specific pose, easy to rig, symmetrized, which does not look so great when you want to present your work. For example, you have a battle stance or something like that in order your character to talk for himself. My goal will be in this scenario to make the pose for the creature which will be used in the 3D printing. Okay, so this tutorial probably will be a bit different because I will try to make it in one or two goes. In that manner you will hear a lot of and other sounds, sorry for that. We need to see the workflow and do not miss anything. So in general, what I will be doing during this tutorial, I will combine mesh in a singular object which I want to pose. I will clean up it, fill the holes. I will project the details from original to dynameshed objects while be doing the closing the holes, So I'll again ZRemesh it, that object, and again transfer the details from the Dynamesh to ZRemeshed object. I will try to maintain all subdivision levels, do not delete them, and we will export the low poly version of the model. We will throw it in Mixamo for autorig, or we can use our favorite after successful rig. We can pose the character and throw it again in ZBrush. On that low poly mesh object, we will try to regain the details by transferring details back from low poly object to the high, and we will have a proper pose for a character, and we will gain the details from the original model. Basically, this is the workflow. So you can try it on your own. However, I will be doing step by step, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's check the model. Let's check what do we have. We have as tentacles, tails. Can hide it. We'll be working on the base. Let's origin. We'll go to geometry and under Dynamesh, we can Dynamesh it. Why I'm doing this? Because you saw it's a lot of as you saw, that mesh has a lot of groups which basically was separated parts which was combined into one singular mesh. However, as you can see, there's a lot of holes and pretty deep holes which cannot be printed. So if you not care about the printing, you can ignore this part. But in our scenario, we need to print it, so we need to fill these holes. So the easiest way to fill these holes will be to dynamesh the whole that body, armor, skirt, etc. And while it be dynameshed, will be closing these holes. Maybe will be some deep crevices, but we can just smooth it, or with a standard brush just fill the holes. Yeah. Okay, so basically we've just dynameshed that object. So I will be working on a symmetry, as this is a symmetrical model. So what we need to do, we need to fill the holes. As you can see, there's a lot of deep crevices, or like here, you can see this is the hole. So I will just use my standard brush. I'll lift it here and just do remesh, and as you can see, the hole will be filled after that. Same with these areas, same process. Okay, I'm just sculpting with a mouse just in case, so no complaints on that. It's a tutorial, so I'm just trying to think about the technical things and how to talk in English because it's complicated for me. Okay, ZRemeshing again. As you can see, everything starting to fill. So from that perspective, everything is working great. Okay, we have a people. Oh, okay, just move it, and as you can see, right now, that part can be printed without any problems. The biggest problem is it's a dynamesh, so it won't be printed properly, but we will remesh it later. So we have that mesh, original mesh, and from that mesh we want to transfer the details to a dynameshed mesh, because when you dynameshing, sometimes you're losing the details. So in order to gain the details back, you need to project the details from the source to the destination. Yes. However, when you will do some cleanups and you fill the holes, and if I will just select both object as an active source and the destination, and if I will press project, the issue will be that this hole which we had will be filled again with a hole. So we need on the, I just isolated the object, as you can see it's solo button. Okay, so basically you need to mask the area where you don't want to project the details, so you will mask it in order to not damage your mesh, and you will project the details. What's gonna happen if I just press project? You will see again the hole will appear and will be some artifacts, etc, etc. So just to show you how do not do. As you can see, we have this problem here, and if I will mask it and project, there won't be any issues with that, and the rest details will be transferred to the object. But you must be very careful with that and check it all areas, mask all areas where you don't want to have damage, as I've shown you previously. Okay, so you understood this part, and let's move to the next part. We have Hyperly mesh, we have Dynamesh mesh, which on which we already created some cleanups. I won't show you all the areas which I was cleaning up. I've already prepared the mesh, which has already cleanup performed, so I will probably delete that first mesh which we just dynameshed. But as you can see, all areas right now is clean, without holes, without anything. Yeah. So what we need to do next, we need to, okay, let's duplicate again that dynameshed object, and when you duplicate the dynameshed object, you will go to geometry, go to ZRemeshing. You can leave it on the standard because you need as low as possible. If it will be a big count of active points, you can check it from here or where your active points are on your UI. So the main goal is to create as less as possible topology. However, to maintain the shape, maintain the fingers, the details which will be required in the future, because we need to transfer them. Okay, let's check the mesh. We don't have any additional holes. Everything good. Okay, so as you can see right now we have a Lowpoly. We can just for to be sure, we can just try to project the details from Dynameshed version to the Lowpoly, and we will export the objects in game character, and we will create a hex body low tutorial. Okay, so oops, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the Lowpoly version. Yes. Okay, let's go to Mixamo. It will be probably the fastest way. I mean, not only rigged whoops. Right. No. Okay. No tutorial. We'll go to character. We'll select that hex body low. Throw it. Next. The chin. Wrist. Elbows. Knees. And I don't know. It's a groin. I don't know. Okay. You can pick how many fingers you want. I will leave it on standard because he has all five fingers. Okay, symmetry is on. It will be a pretty fun animation because of the skirt. As you can see, it's very long. It's laying on the ground, so autorigger and autoskinner won't understand if it's the feet so big. We will check. Okay, so autorig complete. Next. Okay, combat. Let's pick the. Oh, he's on the ground. Okie dokie, something new. Okay, so we can pick some kind of a pose. Okay, let's download that one. You can leave it on the default. It's up to you. Okay, so just download the mesh with the animation. Great. Let's go to the download. Open it. And open the Maya. Put our mesh. Great. The scale is awesome, but in this scenario, we don't care about it. Okay, I will just reduce the radius of the joints because they're massive. Okay, as I was saying, that the legs will be, feet will be very, very huge. So let's say it's no problem for those characters, but for such type of characters we have with which has a skirt. Yeah. Okay. So the pose is cool because we can tweak some areas. Okay, I'm just posing, just trying to have a bit more pleasant view because it's really ugly at this moment. So the skinning work is it's very bad. However, I like the pose, the top pose, I mean. And yes, we can just mask it in Zbrush, which I will probably show you later. Okay, I will try just to fix some skinning areas. Honestly, okay, where is the rigging, skinning, paint skins? Oops. Up. Let's do it different manner. Okay, something like that. It's up to you, of course, how you're doing the skinning uh, on your favorite 3D application. But in general, you've got idea. You posing the character for that pose. I will do freeze transformation. Let's oops, it's very okay. Okay, something like that. Clean the history, everything, and we will export only selection. Where's that folder? Low pose. Okay, let's check it if that pose exported properly. Pose that one. Yes. No bones. No nothing. Something here. Not very great. However, you can fix it later probably. Or in ZBrush. Okay, so we will do some things. Okay, so just close the browser. We have Lowpoly post mesh. We have ZBrush Lowpoly version. And right now I will try to add as much as possible details to that Lowpoly. So what we will do, we will try to increase the resolution, and at the same time on each increasing resolution count on each subdivision, I will transfer the details. So we have, as you can see in here, high poly mesh, which was dynameshed, and remeshed low poly mesh. Yeah. So I will enable demeshed mesh and the low poly mesh. I will select the low poly mesh as an active one, and which should gain the projected details. Okay, so press project the all, Control D to increase the resolution, subdivision level, project it again, press Control D again, we will increasing the active points, project. As you can see, the details coming back again, active points, 800k almost, project. Okay, let's Control D again, we have almost 3 million, or more than 3 millions, project. Okay, so it will be enough for this character. We have what the hell is just happened with our brushes? Okay, so we have that high poly zero meshed model. So what I will do next, I will store as a morph. So we need to go in here somewhere in this tool palette and find the morph. Yes, morph target and store as a morph. Press it. Okay. So after that we will go to the layers and create a layer. After that we will go to geometry and just lower down our subdivision layers. Yes, great. So at this moment we can on top import our low poly mesh, which was created with a pose. So as you know, Zbrush replacing the mesh, or how to say, on import, it will replace this mesh. Okay, so what we will do, we will try to import, and it was, yeah, that with a pose. Low pose tutorial, yep. Oops. Came back in the pose, as you can see. Great, we will check. We still have the subdivision levels, and check the magic. We will increase subdivision levels to 5 to 3 million. And we have it. We have all the details of a pose. So this is how you posing in a ZBrush. I mean, it's not only the ZBrush, but you got the idea and how to get this. Okay, thank you guys, and see you later.